My name is David Hastings, and 6 months ago, my brother Lucas handed my sister a wedding gift that nearly destroyed my reputation with our entire family. He didn't steal it, he didn't break it, he swapped it, and the one he put in its place was so insulting, so thoughtless, that my sister cried in front of 200 guests. What Lucas didn't know was that the real gift was already in her hands. She just hadn't opened it yet. Before I tell you what he did, you need to understand my sister Claire. For 10 years, Claire had been saving for a down payment on a small bookstore. Not a big chain, not an Amazon storefront, a real physical bookstore in our hometown. She had the location picked out since she was 19. She had spreadsheets, floor plans, a name for the place. Everything except the money. My brother Lucas thought it was a joke. Nobody reads anymore, he'd say at every family dinner. Get a real job. I never said much. I work in commercial real estate, and about 3 months before her wedding, I found something. The building next door to her dream location was for sale, not the storefront itself. The space beside it, but the owner of her target building also owned that one, and he was willing to sell both as a package. I made an offer, quietly. No announcements, no family group chat. I bought Claire a building. Before I continue, let me know where you're watching from. And if you've ever had a family member try to embarrass you publicly, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, the wedding gift. I couldn't wrap a building, so I bought a small wooden box engraved with the bookstore's name. Inside, I placed the deed, one key, and a letter explaining everything. I also bought a second gift, a professional espresso machine she'd talked about for years. Something to open in front of everyone. Something real and thoughtful and visible. The wooden box stayed in my car. I planned to give it to her privately after the reception. Lucas apparently had other ideas. When I arrived at the venue, my wrapped espresso machine was sitting on the gift table. I placed it there myself. What I didn't know was that Lucas had seen me carrying it in, and he decided to replace my gift tag with his own. During the reception, Claire and her new husband opened gifts in front of everyone. When she reached the box with the espresso machine, the tag read, "From David." She smiled, tore the paper, opened the box, and found a $40 blender. Not even a good blender, the kind that sounds like a lawnmower and burns out after 3 smoothies. Lucas, standing near the back, laughed. Not a small laugh. The kind meant to be heard. Claire looked at me, confused, hurt, trying not to show it in front of everyone. I said nothing, because here's what Lucas didn't know. Earlier that morning, I had given Claire the wooden box. She opened it in the bridal suite, just the two of us and her maid of honor. When she saw the deed, when she read the letter, she couldn't speak for almost a full minute. Then she hugged me so hard I thought my ribs would crack. So when Lucas laughed at the blender, Claire looked at me across the reception hall, and she smiled, not because the blender was funny, because she already knew the truth. And Lucas didn't. He spent the entire reception thinking he had humiliated me. He told relatives, he made jokes. Every time I walked past him, he grinned like he'd pulled off the greatest prank of all time. I let him. A month later, Claire opened her bookstore. Lucas showed up expecting to see a rented space and a struggling business. Instead, he saw a building with her name on the sign. He asked her how she could afford it. She pointed at me. He turned white. For the first time in his life, Lucas had nothing to say. I didn't need to get revenge. I didn't need to embarrass him back. I just needed my sister to know that someone in her family believed in her dream. That was the real gift, and no blender, cheap or otherwise, could ever touch that.